What's up, people? Sorry I haven't uploaded anything for almost 3 weeks. I have been busy collecting all the material for the Best Films of 2015 video, and just when I was about to start recording, I got sick. I know, terrible timing, I'm sorry. Anyway, whenever the review goes out, you can count on the fact that I'll be working hard on that video. So for now, hope you enjoy hearing me talk about the only thing I saw throughout the length of my illness that was actually interesting, and that is the show Mallow Monster. A show I very much wanted to see for a very long time, ever since I saw this random picture on the internet and needed to figure out where it was from. Mallow the Monster is not a premise or plot-driven show, unlike Devilman Crybaby or The Legend of Korra, for example. Mallow the Monster is character-driven and has some pretty awesome characters. It's set in high school with high school-aged characters, so that might be a deal-breaker if you don't like things like that. And unlike another series also set in a school, here the characters all act and sound age-appropriate. We don't have 200-year-old wise men in the body of 11-year-olds. The plot centers on the relationship between Shizuku, an emotionless girl that prefers math problems to going out with friends, and Haru, a socially inept boy that, despite his academic intellect, is always ready to use his fists and hit people, regardless of age or gender. There are more characters who eventually get introduced to everyone else that becomes part of their group, but the basis is these two: someone who doesn't really care about socializing despite knowing how to, and someone who doesn't have a freaking clue about how the world works but desperately wants to make friends. The best thing I can compare the show with is Great Teacher Onizuka and Friends. I believe if you enjoyed those, you'll enjoy Mallow the Monster. It may not have 10 seasons worth of adventures with its characters, or explore universal themes in a comedic way like GTO, but it's a simple show about people, in this case teenagers, all of whom come across interesting and unique. I found the characters and overall sequence of events much more original and authentic than a good portion of what happened in Your Name. It's fun seeing the hottest girl in school being the one that has to rely on an online community of strangers in order to not feel lonely. And you have to give extra points because of the chicken. If a show has an unusual animal as a pet, it's automatically a 10 out of 10. Anyway, in terms of animation, although I wouldn't call it stellar, and it's no masterpiece by any means, I thought it was pretty good. I found the character's design and overall art style better than Clannad. In that show, I couldn't even get past the fact that the characters just didn't look human. All I saw were freaks that needed to be killed with fire. And in terms of animation quirks, it's not as excessive as his and her circumstances. It has moments of animation expressionism, those things Hayao Miyazaki considers to be cheap tricks, moments for the audience to understand the character's feelings without having much trouble, and I agree with him on some level, since shows like Black Butler are not things I enjoy watching because they keep reminding me of how cartoonish and not real anime can look like, and whereas in the case of His and Her Circumstances it's used more as a directing style, it's the personality of that show. In Mallow the Monster, those moments are just the icing on the cake. They're not what makes Mallow the Monster Mallow the Monster. It doesn't take much to realize when character A is embarrassed or character B is starting to feel nervous. The same way you understand Ross when he makes this face.
I'm fine! Totally fine! I don't know why it's coming out all loud and squeaky, because really, I'm fine.
As far as negatives go, I thought the first episodes were much stronger, like they had more substance. I almost even skipped to the next episode when there was still another 6 minutes left of story. And maybe it was my anticipation for ending the show, or the show itself, but the last 4 episodes felt somehow less. They gave off a feeling of genericness, which isn't bad per se, since it's still about these characters I have grown to love, but nevertheless, it felt like a weaker experience. And the fact that the show didn't have more seasons to go on is crap. It's always sad when a series with potential gets cancelled without having a proper ending. Well, I guess it's better than a corpse who has been dead for over half a decade, but the medical team still wants to see if it can profit from it. At least in this case, there's always a chance that someone with a lot of money and interest might revive it. Someday. I'm giving Mallow the Monster either a 7 or an 8 out of 10. I definitely think it's good, but the final episodes and overall ending didn't make me like it enough to call it great. At least it was more memorable than the other 10 things I saw while I was sick. And given that one of them was an Academy Award nominee, I would say that Mallow the Monster is definitely worth a watch, in case you like animation or just quality TV. Ferdinand, on the other hand, I wouldn't call it terrible. The right word to describe that movie is weak. It literally feels like a 15-minute short film that was stretched out to a 2-hour feature film. Just crap. Anyway, thanks for watching, hope you liked it, comment down below, leave an upvote for that algorithm, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye!